Welcome to Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky International Airport, where today we'll be flying on American Airlines Flight 1725 to Phoenix, Arizona on the Boeing 737 MAX 8. The plane's registration is November 302 Sierra Sierra and is scheduled to depart at 6:56 p.m. local time, which has been delayed a bit. Today we will be seated in seat 28F, which is in main economy on American Airlines. The legroom situation is terrible. I have no free space, but it might help to keep in mind that I am 6 foot. Now the tray table is working, and it is obviously ideal if you want to have drinks or snacks in this flight. From the window, I did end up recording a few 747s that were at the airport.
With service to Phoenix, your flight crew for this flight is Captain Scott, First Officer.
For today's flight, the estimated travel time is 3 hours and 58 minutes. Let's see if that holds up.
Flight attendants prepare for takeoff.
Departure runway was runway 27, and it was a nice takeoff, but it was nothing too extraordinary. But I mean, the flight was delayed by 48 minutes. The initial ascent itself was nothing really too special, but as someone from Arizona where there's no green at all, it was pretty interesting to see the fields of Kentucky below going by 200 miles an hour, and all the beautiful clouds that you never see in Arizona. While we were ascending through Indiana, we saw the edge of a huge storm that had passed through the airport earlier that caused so many of the delays. Now, the American Airlines in-flight Wi-Fi is pretty nice. I mean, the website has a lot of functionalities. It has entertainment. You can watch the FIFA World Cup, which was on at the moment it's recording. You can watch a variety of movies, TV shows, and podcasts, and whatnot. And if you signed up for Advantage, you could actually get free Wi-Fi, which I found pretty cool. To test the functionality of the Wi-Fi on board, I've loaded up my flight on Flight Radar 24, and it worked pretty well despite being over the skies of Indiana. I bought some Doritos and some orange juice for the flight back at the airport because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of the Biscoff treats. I know that may come as surprising, but honestly it's too sweet when you're 30,000 feet in the air. After finishing that snack, I decided that it was probably time to watch Mayday air disasters on an aircraft, which might come as surprising, but it was not that bad. The episode I was watching was about Air Canada 797, and to be honest, it's actually a pretty good show. Because we were cruising at a relatively low altitude of 32,000 feet, we still saw the sun, but there was a lot of fog or haze or whatever you want to call it. And that's because we were traveling through a jet stream, which during early June would cause a lot of clouds to blow through that area, which does make sense. We were traveling from Ohio to Phoenix. As we were racing towards Phoenix, I thought it was an appropriate time to use the restroom and to check it out. And And to my dismay, it's pretty small. For anybody over 5'10", I don't think you feel very comfortable in their size ones. And even though there is amenities like soap, tissues, paper towels, it was one of those bush fossils, which I feel like that defeats the whole purpose of cleanliness. The last hour and a half went by in a blur, I would say. I was looking out the window the entire time because I put my AirPods in, listening to my private music playlist. Because I was on downtime. I'm one of those kids who has actual downtime. On our final approach into Phoenix, we saw this beautiful sunset, beautiful red skies, and we saw a monsoon too. And it was an unusual monsoon. Monsoon season doesn't usually start as early as it did. The final approach into Phoenix wasn't anything really special, but I mean, I did capture some really good shots of the sunset. That was pretty majestic. Welcome to Phoenix, Arizona, where the current time is 8:20 p.m. The arrival has been delayed by 26 minutes, but it's better than the 46-minute delay at takeoff. While I was cramped and the bathrooms weren't too sanitary, I'd say it was a pretty nice flight. I mean, the flight attendants were really nice, and even though the beverages and the snacks aren't the best, they are still there to help serve their passengers. And I would say that American Airlines' move to offer free Wi-Fi to those on AAdvantage is a pretty big step towards a successful industry.